Hey everybody, this is Dylan with BaySportsBuzz. Thanks for dropping by. We are back with another one. 6-0. 6-0. You gotta give it to us. We had an undefeated preseason, and that's it. All these games count from now on. Tuesday the NBA starts. Wednesday will be our start. I'm certain we play Portland, but I'll double check after this. Nice win. Obviously, Steph Curry, LeBron James, AD didn't really play. Draymond played limited minutes. I think he played 16 minutes. And this was just, I think a building chemistry game, if I'm being honest with you. We could have taken our players out a lot earlier. Necessarily, third quarter, there was no reason. After the third quarter, there was really no reason to play. Anyone really. I would have just stayed with like the third string / G League players. However, I think this was an overall build chemistry game. 132-74, absolute blowout. The last 3 times we went undefeated in preseason, we won the championship. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do this year. I'm not jumping to conclusion here. But I will say that it's good to see that we came out strong, and it meant something to us. Like I said, for a lot of other teams, this may not mean a lot to the organization or really the coaching stuff and all that, but for us, it meant something. It was building a relationship with new players. It was getting our young guys ready to go for the season. It was getting people acclimated with their roles and what's going to be the rotation for this season. We still don't know what that is. I would like to, address the audience. Definitely give me your starting 5 and then second bench. I would love to see like all the lineups you guys put together. I'm sure we got a ton of them out there. And everything that they put out in the preseason, I think gelled well. I think there's a lot of potential with these players. We had a full young lineup. We had our starting lineup. We had our non-starting lineup. And we were, rotating in 5s. And another player that I think really played well this preseason, which I just have to highlight, Kevon Looney. I think he played a fantastic preseason, very underrated, but that mid-range game's there. He worked on it, and he didn't shoot a 3. At least I didn't see him shoot a 3. However, it's good to see that he is willing to change his game for the better of the team and work on what he needs to do to stay in this league at a longer rate, And it's just good to see that he's adapting. He just looks faster, skinnier, and proportionate. And then, I saw a report that he said he was like fasting for a lot of the workouts, which is just absolutely insane with like what he did to transform his body to kind of get where he wanted to be. But I have to say this, the young guys, if they continue to play the way that they can play, this team is going to surprise a lot of people. You got Moses Moody in the mid 15 to 20 points. If you get that from a Moses Moody and a Jonathan Kuminga, and then you have your other players kicking in, there's nights where Steph Curry won't have to stress. There's nights where Draymond Green won't have to stress. There's nights where they can pretty much take the rest of the half off. And I'm not saying that we're not going to play a lot of great teams. I'm just saying that there's going to be a lot more opportunity to play our younger guys and to also give our older guys a rest as the season progresses. There's back-to-backs. There's rules now with, sitting out players. You can't technically, do that anymore. You got to say it's some type of injury, but just keeping it simple, you could play Curry 10 minutes and sit him the rest for some of these games, and same with Draymond Green. Like, of course they're going to want to be out there. Of course they're going to want to, play because that's what they love to do. But I'm just saying that there's I have confidence in our other players to get the job done against quite a few teams in the NBA. I wouldn't be surprised if a Draymond Green and a Steph Curry didn't play and we beat a really good team, because everyone's hungry on this team. And I think we forget that, let's just put it to you this way, like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, they never really got a run, even though they have what they have, ring-wise and everything. They never got a run at it, right? They never got their opportunity to shine on the big stage in the big moments. They played a couple minutes here and there, I believe, but they haven't got that opportunity. So we have a lot of players on this roster that are hungry for that. Obviously, Andrew Wiggins is only has won, but if you look at Trace, D'Anthony Melton, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, Kyle Anderson, Buddy Hield, even Lindy Waters, they all have not been there yet. They haven't done this. They haven't been part of this organization on the length of the run that we've been on, right? So it's just good to have this young talent that's thriving and wants it just as bad as some of these players that have had multiple championships. You have to be built different to constantly want it after winning it. I'm just putting it the way it is. I'm not gonna say like this is factual or not, but like for example, I think Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, they kind of like after they won it, that following season, it kind of just like was like, oh, we already won it. Like, what are we doing this for, And the drive and the hunger wasn't there. Whereas in a Steph Curry, a Draymond Green, even a Klay Thompson, they don't care if they won it last year. They won it again and again and again. Even KD, all the greats have this mentality to keep going and keep performing at an optimal level. And it's just, it's in you. It's not, something that you can teach, right? So the greats have that mentality, but a lot of these guys have never had theirs. So we're playing with a squad that wants it so bad. And that's what's going to be good for us. We're going to outperform a lot of nights, and that's just going to be great for the whole team's chemistry. And the ball movement looks spectacular. It looks spectacular. And we're playing the style of ball we want to play. We get out and run better than pretty much any team in the NBA that I've watched in the preseason so far. And it's really awesome to see. We're sneaky underdog this year, and I love it. I see us being top 5 in the West. People are going to have their doubts. People are going to talk shit in my comments about it. That's completely fine. That's where I believe this team can be. Will we do it? I don't know. We got to see how this start goes, but we could necessarily, have a really good first half of the season, and that's what we want. We need to come out firing, and we need to get a streak going. Just like the streak we had in the preseason, we need to get a streak going right off the bat and keep it rolling, because we're that talented. This team may not have the all-star this and all-star that. We have one bona fide best shooter in the league player, right? And then after that, we have a lot of people that really want it, and some could end up filling that role, and some may surprise us in their roles. So this is just a really good positive end to the preseason, and I think we're fired up, ready to go. I love it. Dub Nation, be excited. This is going to be something that's really cool, and I think we're a 50-55 win team. So we'll see. The bettors could bet. That's where I'd put my bet at. I do bet on sports, so maybe if you guys do want me to, I'll start throwing in some of my lines that I do for games and stuff like that. So if you guys want that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, great game. Great way to finish the preseason, and I can't wait. NBA season's upon us, and everything's meaningful at this point. And then one last shout out, even though it's not on our team, I'm happy that Bronny James got 17 points tonight. He got a full game worth of run. And we played, most of our starters. So for him to play at a good level like that is awesome. It's just good to see. And, I've just seen so much hate on the kid that I want to root for him. I'm not really necessarily a LeBron fan, but, he's had the heat on him since Summer League. And, I went to the Summer League games and people were just talking and talking and talking over it. And it's just good to see the kid get, 35 minutes tonight and get 17 points. It's just a cool thing to see. Obviously, he won't probably be a rotational piece for them in the regular season, but it's good to see. I do believe the Warriors are better than the Lakers this season. So we'll see how that shakes out, but got to be excited, Dub Nation. Let's get this. Wednesday, I'll have my post game. And also, Chiefs, Niners, Sunday. Got to get it done. And I'll be out with the post game. I'll be at the game, so I'll be out with the post game later on that night. But everybody have a good Friday. Call your friends if you need a ride. Don't drive. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. Peace.